These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, I'm Megan Thompson with your top stories from ABC15 Arizona. Developing today, the jury selection process begins in the second Arizona trial for Lorie Valow Daybell. The judge will go over questionnaires prospective jurors have to answer. Daybell is on trial this time for conspiring to kill her niece's ex-husband, Brandon Boudreaux. Last month, she was convicted in her first Arizona trial for plotting to kill her fourth husband, Charles Valow. As for this trial, Daybell accusing the judge of judicial bias and has filed a motion that he violated Code of Judicial Conduct. The court has yet to rule on that. Opening statements are expected to begin on Monday. Well, people across the country are honoring the life of an avid valley hiker who died when hiking a Scottsdale trail last week. Police said 31-year-old Hannah Moody's body was found in the Sonoran Mountain Preserve last Thursday. Moody was well known on social media for sharing her hiking, fitness, and faith content. Those who knew her said she inspired thousands through her personal story and outreach. People in Los Angeles hiking in her honor. Moody's friend who organized that hike also tells ABC15 she's received messages from people from across the U.S. also hiking for Hannah.
In Mississippi, Rhode Island, Orange County, and I'm just like overwhelmed by the love that she's getting still. And that's because of, who she was.
Back here in the Valley, Moody's best friends and family will be honoring her with hikes and gatherings this weekend. Good news to share with you now on our wildfire watch as evacuation orders are now lifted in Oracle after the Cody fire sparked more than a week ago. If you are returning home, fire crews are asking you to avoid the actual burn area. Crews say they're still working to reinforce those containment lines and put out what's left of the fire. Utility workers are also out making repairs to restore power. That fire is 90% contained after scorching about 1,200 acres.
Hey, Jane Caffrey here now with your weekly price check. With it being National Barbecue Month, let's take a look at meat prices at our Valley grocery stores. Great news on chicken breast. At all 5 stores that we checked out, you can get a pound for under $3 and even under $2 at Basha's. Ground beef prices vary a bit more, but Basha's again takes the lowest price at just $2.49 a pound. Some great deals to get you set for that backyard barbecue, right? More good news on the egg front. We are seeing a dozen large eggs under $3 for the first time this year. Those cartons are at Fry's and at Winco. And your lowest grocery basket, Winco at $14.30. You can find all that data and so much more on abc15.com/smartshopper.
Ectexine, E-K-T-E-X-I-N-E, Ectexine.
That is correct.
Yeah, we want to extend a huge congratulations to Isha Marapudi. The 13-year-old from Chandler is the only Arizona speller that is left in the Scripps National Spelling Bee. Scripps catching up with her after she made it to the finals and gave us the secret on how she learned those very big words.
I read a lot and I learn words for both spelling and vocabulary by basically reading. I read like nonfiction historical books and like Greek mythology, like Percy Jackson and Harry Potter.
Some good choices. Watch Isha's progress as she continues her journey. Tonight at 5, the winner will get a trophy and more than $50,000 in cash and prizes.
With your most accurate forecast on this Thursday, I'm meteorologist Jorge Torres. It'll be a warm start to the day, even with a little more cloud cover. Temperatures in the lower 80s at 8 o'clock. 93 at midday and forecasting a high of 101. But we do have some air quality concerns for this afternoon as we are under an ozone high pollution advisory here in the valley. So if you have those respiratory issues, we're talking asthma, COPD, bronchitis, you'll want to limit your time outside and consider carpooling on days like today or riding public transit, for example, the bus or the light rail. Across northern Arizona, we'll keep highs in the lower 80s for areas like Flagstaff, St. Heber, and Show Low. 90s and lower 100s, though, across the lower deserts. But look at the forecast later this week and into the weekend. We're forecasting some rain chances for the first few days of June, a rare event for sure. In the high country, highs staying in the 80s through at least about Saturday, then promising storm chances by the latter part of the weekend and early next week. And look at those highs, too. We go into the 60s on Monday with overnight lows staying in the mid to upper 30s.
For the latest headlines, weather, and traffic, head on over to abc15.com or download that free ABC15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.